Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with another message needed here right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what message your angels have for you today. From the jump, I am hearing that a lot of people have fallen in love with you because of your ability to speak your truth and stand up for yourself. I feel like in the past, we've definitely talked about the fact that people don't like you because you have this ability to see the truth, you have discernment, and you can stand up for yourself and tell people off pretty well when you're pushed to that point. But sometimes we don't focus on the positive. How many people actually love and respect the fact that you're a firecracker and you're someone that's not going to compromise your morals or values to be liked? I feel like there has been relationships that you have been in the past where they didn't appreciate this quality at the time, so they made you dim yourself or made you feel like you were wrong for saying something to them, even when you were just trying to help them. But now in hindsight, there's a few people thinking about you with hard eyes, and especially people you've dated in the past. I also feel like your friends and family members also admire this quality about you, even though they may not mention it all the time, because like I said before, it could be difficult to have a friendship or relationship with someone who has these divine gifts. And I feel like a lot of you out there are tired of knowing more things about people than they know about themselves sometimes. And you're tired of having inner knowledge or wisdom that can guide people, but them not listening to you. I also feel like you're tired of being kicked around by people, so you're standing up for yourself lately. I feel like the collective is definitely going through a shift right now. And yes, you've always had this ability, but I feel that a lot of you only really spoke your truth 110% when you were really pushed to that point. And I'm talking about when you have to tell somebody off, but I do feel like you leave an impact when you do that. But a lot of you are realizing that you can keep your relationships balanced and healthy by being honest with people in the moment and squashing things just so it doesn't get out of hand. I also feel like a lot of you have been in narcissistic or low vibrational connections where whenever you did say your opinion or your truth, you felt like you were walking on eggshells. But now you're realizing that normal people who do want to be around you, who do love and support you, do want to hear what you have to say. And they also want to hear when you're not happy with them so they can fix it and correct it. So I feel like a lot of you are healing from past toxic connections and learning that a lot of these things that you thought weren't so great about yourself, like your ability to tell people off, is actually something a lot of people like. Another thing I want to say as well is that a lot of people love this quality about you when you stand up for them, but sometimes when they feel like they're getting the back end of it, they don't enjoy it so much. And I do feel you've had past people that love that you were able to go to bat for them, but I also feel like you've had situations where people have brought toxicity into your life, you're standing up for them, and then you realize that person was bringing the problems into your life. So I feel that there are people that are kind of missing that energy, but they didn't really understand that there was going to be a time that you had to stand up to them too. That's what I'm sensing. So a lot of energy is coming in today. I feel like you are being missed right now by a lot of people. There's a lot of people who have fallen in love with you. I do feel some of you guys out there are in relationships, so we will keep this respectful, but I do feel there are a lot of people fantasizing about you, and even in a kind of like spicy way, because of the fact that people are attracted to people who are powerful. Even if they are the type of person that claims that they want to be in control and all these things, people fall in love with people who love themselves. And when you speak up for yourself, you live your truth, you are someone who's embodying all this loving energy. So yeah, I'm hearing, oh my gosh, I've fallen in love with you. There is somebody here who has it bad for you guys. I have to say this. And the funny thing about this person is that you may be a personality that they're not used to. So it's kind of a shock to them that they have fallen so hard for somebody that they can't control, that's going to speak truth onto them. I do feel like this person could have selected partners that boosted their ego. I feel like a lot of people do this. That's kind of normal. But I feel this person's definitely an extreme case of this. Some people may categorize this person as slightly narcissistic. But I do feel that some of it just has to do with them wanting to be in control due to fears that they have experienced in the past. But of course, it's going to be a scale. Some of you guys have dealt with this person in a lower vibration. Some of you guys have dealt with this person in a little better vibration. Like, I feel like as a collective, these energies that come into our lives, even though we all resonate, we all experience different versions of that as we go through the lessons in life, and we just learn how to manage different personalities. But let me tell you, somebody here could be quite disrespectful, rude, and demanding to a lot of people around them, but you're the only person they freeze up and they're like, I'm a soldier reporting for duty. Like, that's what I'm hearing. You're the only person that this person listens to. And I do feel you could be surprised about this, because you could have gotten the back end of this person kind of being angry at the fact that they've fallen in love with you, or the fact that they like and respect you. Because here's the thing, maybe this person has tried it with you, tried to say things to you, or tried to gaslight you, or whatever it is this person was doing, right? And you stopped that right in its tracks. I also feel like this is an individual who may have walked away from their relationship with you or couldn't handle a connection with you because of the fact that they didn't feel in control. And I do feel for a lot of you, you may feel like, well, it's just simple, work on it. But some people really do have like a lot of generational trauma, and then there's cultural norms that go into that. Maybe this person feels like you're more successful than them, or whatever it is, right? Especially for my feminine energies out there. I know I do have my masculine energies here too, and this can manifest in any type of relationship. Doesn't matter what gender you date, or this can also be friendships as well, so keep that in mind. But I really feel like your friends also fall in love with you in a romantic sense, and also feel like you're family to them very early on because of this very honest, very direct energy that you guys embody. Another thing I want to say too is that a lot of you do kind of step in as maternal or paternal or fatherly roles in people's lives. It doesn't matter who you are, what your gender is, or what your relationship is to that person. I think a lot of you guys have learned to take it a step back and allow people to learn from themselves, but you can't help but to step in and be that like that motherly energy if you need to, or fatherly energy if you need to. And of course, people are going to really love you for that, and that's going to tug at their heartstrings. But that doesn't mean enabling them or always nursing them back to hell. That also means tough love, and that's the energy we're talking about today. Because I know my light workers, my healers, you guys, even though some of you guys are badass, you don't want to admit it, you've definitely nursed a lot of people back to health, and a lot of you guys are super soft behind the scenes. But I do want to highlight your badass side too as well, because I do feel like people are quite shocked when you turn around and tell them off. But the thing is that people think that they can play around until you get wind, whether it's intuitively or through God, that someone's messing around with you or your energy, and then they see this other side of you. And I do feel that people feel like other people have tipped you off to things or whatever. Maybe you find things out through other people that make you mad at other people. But I actually feel like a lot of times God, your angels, tip you off to things in your dreams, and the way that you feel around certain people, you just know that something isn't right. So I do feel that there's a situation here where you told someone off, and they were 100% wrong for this, but maybe you didn't have all the proof and all the evidence. Some of you guys, even when you have these moments, you look back at yourself and you're like, did I go too hard on this person? But the truth of the matter is that they needed to hear that at the time period, and not only that, they actually really like and respect you more because of it. And I do feel like you'd be really surprised in a situation I'm picking up on. Someone could even have a very you could have had a really bad experience with somebody and literally told them exactly what they needed to hear. And they may not have liked it, blocked you, disappeared from your life, but they kind of wanted to turn around and change because of it. And there's a lot of people too, they know what you're saying is true, and that's why they're so angry at you. They know exactly what they're doing sometimes when they're doing it. And I feel that sometimes we do give people too much credit, like, oh, they're just hurt, they don't know what they're doing. But I do feel even if someone is unaware of their behaviors, you can call them out on that too. I have a lot of friends that I do love and care about, but I don't want to say a lot of friends because I do like to keep a small circle. You guys are a lot like me, so a lot of acquaintances too. But I don't really waste time with people that aren't an immediate part of my life unless, something's going on. But for the people that are close to me, I sometimes make them aware of habits and patterns that could prevent them from moving forward in life, even if I love them and I'm used to them being the way that they are. So say somebody has an issue with another friend in their life and they come to me and they're like, this person's mad at me for this. And I think of an experience that maybe I've had with that person where I could see how someone else couldn't like that, or that can affect their relationship. I've had friends too, while they're going through healing phases, they're not the most enjoyable to be around. They could be pretty hostile, but I know their hearts or whatever. So I can explain to them hey, maybe your friend's also going through something and they didn't mean what they said. Hey, you were like this at one point. Do you remember that? And I remind people that they're not perfect either. And I do feel like that is something that people really like about you, when you can be honest with them and it improves their life and they're not just being egotistical or narcissistic. So a lot of you guys have this ability to compassionately call out the people that you love to help them improve their lives, even if at times they don't like it. And I do feel that you have a few people that actually do love this energy you guys embody. I feel like there's a select few in the collective that are known to be leaders, mentors, teachers. You own this power, but you can actually be kind of annoyed at times that everyone's looking for you for guidance. What do we do now? Or they're looking at you to stand up for them, this and that. And for those people that have this exhaustion from leading, I really feel like you guys can benefit from sitting back after you spoke your truth and just praying for that person to have the strength to stand up for themselves or fight those battles too. Because sometimes you can't just throw yourself into a mess where someone else has to learn or elevate themselves out of it. And sometimes it's hard to empathize with people when they're going through things because you're not in their shoes and you don't understand why they're making the decisions they are. But I really feel like the power of prayer is such an important thing. And I think sometimes we really don't emphasize that enough. Praying is such an important thing. Ask God to help. You guys don't have to save everybody. I feel like that's something that a lot of light workers and healers struggle with, because you sometimes feel like you got to take it upon yourself. And a lot of times you have been assigned to help certain people and you feel that and you know that, but you also have to know that who assigned you that role, God, your angels. So it's you have a spirit team behind you backing you up on this. So you don't have to always force people into change or growth. You can just really speak your truth and back away for a while. And let me tell you, that does wonders. And if God and your angels really support what you're saying to this person, which most of you guys, that's the truth. I feel like sometimes we have arguments with people and we think that we're right all the time. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you really love and care about somebody, you're like, listen, this needs to stop, or else you're going to end up in a place you don't want to be in, whether it's with you or other people, whatever, right? You guys get what I'm saying. Like, this is just a lot of different relationships in your life. But there are some situations where you guys have been in where other people could manipulate that person into thinking that the things that you're telling them is because you want to use them for your own benefit. And I feel that when people have messy people around them, you can't let them spill all over you in that situation too. And a lot of you guys are learning to take a step back and allow people to cut the soul ties with the people they need to on their own time. But I feel that, you know, if you get yourself into that crossfire of those changes people need to make within themselves, then you're going to be feeling a lot of the energy that you don't really need to feel. And I feel that you guys are learning how to do that too. Loving people with boundaries, taking a step back, trusting that they will get out of that situation at the right time if they're really doing the work, right? And I do feel that if you really truly believe that someone's heart's good, God will lead them to the right step too. And I feel like that's something that some of you guys need to hear, because maybe there's someone in your life that is struggling with something, whether it's health, mental health, whatever it is, and they won't hear you. Well, trust that the right message will come through them at the right time. Unfortunately, some people we love have a hard time hearing things from us too. Like, they have to hear it from someone else or something else or an expert or whatever, right? It goes both ways. You guys have the power to be heard and seen by so many people, but sometimes there's people that, you know, just like that one phrase or whatever it is in the Bible where it said Jesus wasn't a prophet in his own town because they just saw him as someone they grew up around, right? And sometimes people will still see you as their little sister or their mother or their son or whatever, or even in a couple relationship. Like, sometimes people have a hard time hearing you. But guess what? When they listen to somebody else that says it to them too, or other people, or God sends them that message through others, guess what happens? They remember the first person that told them that, even if they pretend they forgot. And I really feel like that's kind of what's coming into play here in a certain connection in your life. Like, somebody is definitely realizing that you were right about a lot of things, not just one. And when you told them off, you were 100% right for that, but you told them off in a dramatic way. That was almost like you trying to protect that person. Even if you were telling them, like, don't do this, you're making a wrong decision, like, that's kind of what I'm seeing. And you've had this incident a few times, but of course, like, if someone wants to make a decision where they feel like they're moving forward in their life and you're holding them back, or they know what's best for themselves, you just gotta let them go. And you've done that a few times. And it's like, sometimes you gotta watch people learn the hard way. That's what I'm seeing. But the message today was about the fact that people have fallen for you, because you sometimes can get real personal with people and let them know, like, there's another way of being. And they didn't see it that way. And they could be insulted because I'm hearing, like, the devil's a liar. Like, they could have the wrong mentalities. They could have grown up in the wrong environments. They could have had so many situations that have mind controlled them to think a certain way. So it really takes a lot to kind of break that energy in other people. And that's why I feel like the power of prayer is also so important. We can only speak so much, but I do feel like by you guys stepping into your power and standing up for yourself and speaking your truth, that causes shockwaves. And I do feel that a lot of you are going to be called to speak up more. I also feel that even though some of you guys are so kind and so sensitive and even not known to be someone that tells anybody off, someone that keeps to yourself, whatever, I really feel like in your personal relationships, you guys are very brutally honest, and you may have people tell you that. Like, people know they can come to you to hear the truth. And I feel some of you guys hold back because you know that not everybody's gonna enjoy what you're saying, but if you feel called to say something, say it. Like, someone can really benefit from your advice. And I do feel like some relationships with people that you have, like, if it's in a rocky place, don't do that, right? But when you have a healthy connection with somebody, you'd be surprised how receptive people are to the things that you say, especially when you have had those experiences already where you were right about so many things. And sometimes people have to learn at their own pace. I joke around with my one friend all the time where there was a time where I was like, hey, like, I have a really bad feeling. I don't think you should go and do this. Like, I don't think you should go with this person, whatever, right? And she says to me, like, in that moment, she's like, I know what you're saying. I have a bad feeling too, but I'm still gonna go. And then, you know, I was like, all right, well, have at it. Sometimes people know that, but they need to learn their own lesson. And then we kind of laugh about that now. But it's funny because sometimes it's the truth. Like, it is great to have honest friends too. They can kind of tell you, like, I get what you're saying. I know you're right, but let me learn at my own pace. And that is something that a lot of us are experiencing right now, because being spiritually advanced, being very smart, being someone that does learn quickly because you don't like to make the same mistakes, doesn't mean everybody else is like that. And there is a frustration with my leaders here. And I'm calling you guys leaders. I don't care who you are, what you do with your life. You're a leader, because a leader is somebody who leads by example. You don't have to be in front of the masses telling people how to live their lives, because even people who do that, who do get into power and do get into control, they're not always embodying that emperor empress energy. Sometimes it's people you least expect that has a boss ass energy, and you guys are those type of people. You're low key about it. Sometimes it really is the more silent person in the room that has a lot of power, and I do feel that you guys are learning to speak up more. But I do think it's so much more important to speak up when you're needed than to just keep speaking and talking and trying to force people into your way. So I'm trying to reassure you guys that there was a moment where maybe you stepped away from a relationship for a while and you spoke some truth onto this person, and now you're kind of giving them the cold shoulder. But I do feel like you said all that was needed to be said in that situation, and you may feel like this person didn't hear you or things aren't changing, but the truth is that they're shook, like, at the fact that you can see right through them. And I always say this too as well, like, because I want you guys to understand this, like, being a light worker and a healer, and I always tell you guys this too, if you're new here, welcome, but if you guys have been with me, let me know in the comment section below. Have you guys been with me since my first channel? Like, if I pick a card channel, you guys can check it out. You know, my links are below, whatever. But I always said this before, that channel had a lot of love readings, stuff like that. But the thing I was trying to say is that when I first started my journey with spirituality and stuff like that, it wasn't about love or love readings. It was more about understanding my gifts and who I am and why I'm here, and the complications that come with it. Because when you have these type of gifts, you often feel very rejected from the world because your authenticity makes you really weird, different, and strange, or at least makes you feel really weird, different, and strange. And then you're seeing things and you're experiencing things in a way where, like, no one else is seeing it, and it's very frustrating. And a lot of you guys still have a very frustrated inner child that never felt seen, never felt heard. You see everything going on, no one wants to listen to you, but that's not you anymore. You're in a position right now to speak up for yourself. So a lot of you have been called to kind of heal those inner wounds and realize the people that weren't understanding you were just people that weren't ready to see what you were saying. And I think a lot of you guys are healing your family connections right now, or working on improving them, because you're realizing that they were all struggling in their own ways too. And it could be very hard to be around somebody who's so honest, so authentic, in a world full of people who are conditioned to be different. And I feel that the world can condition us back into thinking certain ways, and a lot of you guys are kind of releasing a lot of things right now too. So you could be in a very spiritual time period, but you've told a lot of people off in this lifetime, I'm sensing, or at least for some of you, you're about to step into that power. But I feel for some of you out there, your telling off is more like just telling people the truth, and the truth sometimes hurts more than yelling, you know? People could say whatever in an argument and no, those are just words that people say, but for you guys, you're known to speak truth. So, you know, you have hurt people with your words because they were so honest. So I just want to say, you know, my mission here was to make other healers, other light workers, whatever you guys identify as, because I didn't really know what it was either when I was younger, but not feel so alone. And I do feel like that's what the collective is about here. You're not alone in your journey, even though you may feel like it a lot, because you've been placed in certain environments where you're meant to be at the vibration you're at and lead people into greatness, and not be so frustrated with them not being able to break patterns and habits, but just doing what you need to do to show them this is how we do it. And if that means telling them off at a certain point, that's what it means. And the thing is that you're going to come to find, when you are saying your truth and speaking your truth more, or even squashing things head on, how many people who love you it actually improves the quality of your relationship, because then things change when people hear you out. And I think sometimes people forget that relationships take work. I believe in this, like, I believe that sometimes in society, or even like when it comes to dating or dating coaching, like, people are meant to believe that relationships like just fall out of the sky and everything's perfect and this person does everything right. That's not always the case. Sometimes people need to communicate their wants, their needs, their attention. Sometimes someone does want to love you, but you both have different styles, and that's okay. Compatibility is a big part of relationships, but the more important part is compassion. The more important part is patience and understanding and listening. So again, I feel that you guys are that person who knows how to speak your truth, but you could be in certain situations where someone needs some time to process it, you know? And I feel like instead of keeping repeating yourself, you just gotta back away and let them hear it. And I feel like, you might be surprised that some of these people that have fallen in love with you in the course of your lifetime, you're like, what the heck? I was so mean to this person. I literally told them off, because nobody loved them enough to tell them the truth. Everyone was scared to tell these people the truth, or everybody cared too much about losing this person to tell them the truth. But right now, my collective, I know you guys can love someone or something to death, but if it's not in alignment of your values and who you are, you guys will stand up to that. There's too many people out here that are a follower of nothing, going left and right and center to whatever kind of suits their needs, you know. And one thing people can really expect with you guys is consistency. And if there is change in your mindset and your ways of thinking, it's not because somebody came in and told you to do that, or you got into a new relationship, okay, now you're going this way. No, it's because you went through some sort of process, healing, and realization that made you change your ways of thinking. So you can sit down and explain to someone, yeah, I used to think that way, you thought too, but here's what happened in my life that made me think differently. And now look at it this way. Boom. You're not just coming at people with, I'm right, you're wrong, da-da-da. I also feel that some of you may be in a space where you feel like there's no point of arguing. People are not going to see the other side of things, but you have a special gift of convincing people. I really feel like a lot of you guys have so many amazing leadership qualities. If you believe in past lives, it comes from your past life. You believe in God, you chose, whatever, right? I have all different walks of life here. So, I translate that to whatever it is that you guys can understand the message. And that's the thing too as well. Even in the context of spirituality and religion, we all have different beliefs, different backgrounds. I can come on here and say my ways of doing things. Someone can be mad in the comments, whatever. The main message is that it's going to remain the same no matter what it is that you believe in. And one thing we all have in common here is that we all have good hearts and we all mean to help people be better. And I think that's what the collective is doing, regardless of your experiences. And I'm also here to let you guys know that God does have your back, that you could call on God, you could call on your angels for help too as well. So don't think you're doing this alone. And some of you guys are realizing that, and that's such a powerful thing. Another thing I do want to say is that, again, you could be in spaces where you see what's wrong and you realize that there could be a solution, but nobody's listening to one another. But I do feel like you have this power to really help people see other perspectives. And if that really means telling someone off, you're going to do it. Sometimes you got to come at people with compassion, and sometimes you got to come at them with just standing up to them. Another part of this message I do want to say is that there is somebody here who has fallen in love with you because you stood up to them. And this is somebody who has a lot of people that probably fall in love with them, but this person may have gifts too as well that they're misusing or manipulation. I feel like every single gift you embody, there could be a dark side or you can use it for a dark side, right? And I do feel like this person has an intuitive knowing of others. And basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people can feel out if they can use or control somebody or someone is under their power or their spell, right? And even if they don't acknowledge that. But you guys never did that to anybody because no one could do that to you. I know a lot of you guys have experience at a young age, understanding that everyone was just kind of being brainwashed by everything around them. And not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you guys get what I mean. Everyone was conditioned to think a certain way or just following what everyone else was doing. And you guys were born into this world questioning everything, or you had an experience in your life later on that woke you up to this mentality. It doesn't matter. Everybody comes into their calling at different periods or when you're ready for it. Because if you're not ready for it, you can seriously lose your mind. I feel like being aware of everything going on is actually extremely difficult. So the point of this message is that someone has fallen in love with you guys because you spoke truth to them. So you may be quite surprised because this person's behaviors and patterns do not match how strongly they feel about you. But this person is fully aware that they'd have to give up a lot of who and what they are in order to come towards you. Because let me tell you one thing. I got big boss status. Yeah. Okay, so you guys got big boss status. And this person, they want to be the big boss. They want to be the big boss. But the thing is that, if they were to be even friends or in some sort of alliance with you, you guys can really, really help and benefit each other. If this is romantic, then I feel like if this person can level up, you guys could be a team or something like that. But I feel like, for a lot of you guys, that ship has sailed, long gone because of the way this person acts, and I get that. But it doesn't change the fact that this person actually really loves you, respects you, admires you, because you got big boss status, and who's not going to fall in love with that? And I don't mean you're masculine. If you're a woman, you're bossy, you're domineering. No, a big boss is someone that's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Fearlessness, not afraid to speak your truth, not afraid to stand up for somebody. You guys have stood up to people that a lot of people were afraid of. And I do feel like you could probably, thank God for that, backing you up. I feel like some of you guys don't even know where some of your strength and some of your courage comes from, right? But I feel like God and your angels definitely backed you guys up a lot of times where you had told someone off or did something. Or some of you guys have worked on exposing people and doing things that changed the course of a lot of people's lives, even if you were working behind the scenes. So I do feel like a lot of you are double agents where people may view you one way and then see you got a whole other side of you. And I feel that this person is fully aware because of their intuitive knowing from the jump that even when you were kind and good to this person, they could have retaliated because they knew there was a big boss in there, okay, somewhere. And they poked the beast and they probably found out, right? But again, you definitely ripped someone a new A couple times, but I'm hearing they're coming back for more. That's what I'm hearing. This person enjoys the fact that you've ripped them. You ripped them. I feel like a lot of you guys, all right, lack of a better term. I feel like this is romantic, guys. I'm telling you right now. They're highly attracted to it. And they don't understand why. They're like, why is, okay, can you, maybe I chose the red light today for a reason, but I'm literally hearing, okay, you really do it for this person, okay? And I feel like it's also because of the fact that they sense your power, like, and also deep down and what they were designed to be in this world is attracted to somebody that is powerful. And so they keep selecting partners and people in their life that are dragging them down. Or for some of you guys, this person could be a very compassionate, kind person that keeps aligning themselves with people that need their help, but they can't really help them back, right? It can manifest in certain ways. I'm not saying like, you know, this person is horrible, but I do feel for some of you that could be the case. And, you know, sometimes, you know, for some of you guys, you've gotten some pretty interesting lessons that, and if you guys dealt with somebody that was super awful in your lifetime, it's because you were assigned that to overcome that. So don't think that, like, you know, you're just being tortured here. Like, if there is an energy here of someone that was messing with you and you stood up to them, just know that you're doing your part. Even if that's walking away and never seeing them again, that doesn't mean that they're not going to dream about you, think about you forever. Actually, so a lot of you guys don't want that, and we can rebuke that energy, cut those cords, keep cord cutting, guys. And that's another reason why this person's obsessed with you, because you have that ability to wash their energy right off of you, okay? And that's exactly what you're doing here. Wow, I'm really channeling in today. I don't even really need cards. I always tell you guys, but some of you guys just enjoy the visual, because this is, I mean, I'm not really doing tarot card readings so much in this channel. I'm actually just kind of like channeling like what the messages that I have received for the day, but we do love a little bit of an oracle deck moment. Look how cute these cats are. Dare to escape your prison. Change the world, then change your litter. Choose your battles wisely, then fight with all your claws. See, purple. Yeah, the kitty's right over here. The pet rights activist. See? And I feel like some of you guys maybe don't associate yourself with being like an activist, but you are an activist. When you speak your truth, you're literally, even you can be an activist for somebody else for their own life. You're actively trying to help this person make a change to be better. And I do feel a lot of you guys have been called to be brought into certain people's lives who may not ever change to a great human being, but you disarm them by letting them know, I see what you're doing, you need to cut that out, or we're gonna have a problem here. And I do feel some of you guys in a position of authority, you may use that power very, very well, and you can use it well, is what I'm hearing. Don't be afraid to discipline. Don't be afraid to fire somebody. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, everyone around here is falling for the BS, but I'm not. I'm gonna give you one last shot, or you're walking out the door. Yeah, you guys can use that line if you want. You can steal my phrases if you want, believe me. I like when people do that anyway. Sometimes I look back at my old videos. And I think I want to say as well, this channel, my other channel, my Patreon. My Patreon, I have so many videos, guys. If you guys want to check that out. And it really helps support me and my channel. By the way, link below. Or you can donate to the channel too. I'm not asking for money or anything like that, but you know, I'm very humble over here. But anyway, so I've always said this to you guys, but the thing is that, like, people sometimes don't know what they want, they don't know who they are, they haven't done self-reflection, they haven't really ever stood up for anything in their own lives. So when they meet somebody who's actually caring about them, even if they don't see it that way because they're brainwashed by society or whatever, or their own brain is turning on them, whatever, right? They feel that energy of you fighting for them. Like, you guys fight for other people's lives. Like, you get excited about helping other people, and sometimes that can result in a burnout because you've been fighting so long to help people see certain things and they're not seeing it. But I feel like if you felt that way about certain individuals, turn that energy around to people that would appreciate it, because even if you don't see it to the human eye or whatever, or you have a hard time seeing it for yourself, like you've heard these messages that someone from your past feels this way about you, but you don't see it, just know that it's actively taking place in your life and just keep moving on. It doesn't matter either way, right? If people change or grow, if they're not in your life, right, it's over with. But I do feel like a lot of you leave people off better than where they started. And I also feel that you may feel like people turn on you or go a little crazy around you, but it's because you shatter their illusions energetically and they can't keep up the facade anymore, especially if that facade is jealousy over you or something not so good, you know? So your energy really exposes the low vibrational energies in other people. And that's why I would say pray, because sometimes it really isn't those people. They got some other things going on around them, whether it's other people's influences or actual energetic influences. You guys know what I mean when I say that. Spiritual warfare is a real thing. I like to put that in there because that's going to manifest so many different ways in other people's lives. And it's important to realize that, like, last night wasn't really you were acting different. It's because sometimes there's a reason why. And I tell people that too. Like, listen, keep up with your prayers, protect yourself, because there's times where we could be influenced when we're emotional or we're hurt. And a lot of your relationships that are strong soul connections that have the power to really transform your life or other people's lives, those are the connections that are going to be attacked a lot. And you sometimes just need to sit back and pray for people. And I feel a lot of you guys who are on a spiritual journey and mission realize that you need strong spiritual warriors around you. And you need people that are not only saying they're doing the work, praying into spirituality, but it's actually more about being solid in who they are. That's another thing I want to say too. Some of you guys, even before maybe you were super spiritual, maybe you just got into it, you've always been solid in who you are, and getting into figuring out who you are and why you're here just is helping that, and building a connection with God and praying is helping that, right? But one thing I want to say too is that, like, a lot of people may say they are those things, but their actions say otherwise. Or they may, oh, I'm going to pray for you, but those prayers don't feel so good, right? But then you have some people, maybe they're not as spiritual, but they're very solid. And, you know, you can, and I feel like those people are the best people to help, because once you introduce them to a prayer or pray for them, their life expands so much, because I feel like God wants to reach out to those people too and help them, because God knows their hearts are good. I feel like, I'm not gonna speak for God, but I really feel like it's better to be somebody who is unaware that there are these things going on, but has good intentions, to someone that is aware of these things, but they use it to their benefit to manipulate others. I think there's a special place somewhere for these people, but you know, whatever, you know, like I actually feel like there's so many people that maybe you introduce to spirituality and all these things, and you really help their lives. And I feel like you should keep up with that energy. But unfortunately, a lot of you guys have connected with people who basically knew a lot about the things that you're into, but they saw your gifts and maybe they had them too, but they were not at where you're at, and they actually kind of were working against you in that realm or sense. But I know a lot of you guys have overcame that, and I always told you guys this too. I've always been wary of people that are claim to be like super spiritual and stuff like that, because of the fact that a lot of times, if they can acknowledge the fact that they are here to, you know, help people, humanity, if that's not something that is in their heart and you can see that, then it's like, it's not really someone you guys are going to relate to. And even if your intentions are to help a few people around you or your family, that's important. There's a lot of people out there just thinking they can manifest selfishness, what they want, bend people to their will. And you guys standing up for yourself and telling people off because you want what's best for them, or even just you want what's best for yourself, that's self-love. So anyway, we can go so many different ways with this message today. But the one thing I do want to say is that you guys are definitely someone that a lot of people admire. I'm picking up on another energy here of somebody that maybe they're doing something with their life and you don't agree with it, or somebody has offered you money for something and you said, that doesn't align with my morals and values. And I feel like people really start to think about their lives when you tell them that. You're like, oh, really? Like, why is that? Like, a lot of times people are doing things that are not in alignment with their own morals and values, and they never stop to think about that because they just thought this is just the way that it is. Gotta do it this way. No, I feel like you guys have been like, no, I'm not taking that deal because look at this. Oh no, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, we can't be in a relationship. Like, I don't agree with how you're treating others, right? Like, no one's ever seen somebody. A lot of people have never had anyone call them out. If people didn't like what people are doing, usually they just ignore them or even become yes people, right, and talk behind their back. But there's an energy here of you guys saying, like, at your core, and this is for my activists out there, actually, I'm going to say that a lot of you guys just always like this, I don't agree with that, I don't like this doesn't sit right with me, and I'm not going to partake. And people are floored. I've seen you guys, I see like a visual of a lot of guys just walking out of a room full of people. You don't care how many people are drinking the Kool-Aid, you're not going. I'm not going there. Have fun. Something's off around here. I mean, it's not Halloween yet, but I feel like my camera's a little crooked. Oh well, who cares? But I'm kind of sensing like the night before Christmas when I saw like the girl Sally, where she's like, I want to join the crowd, but there's just something not right here, you know? Like, that's like your intuition right there. And some people would appreciate the fact that you've said something before anybody else. And I'm always thinking about my feminine energies too. I always think about like in horror movies and stuff where like the wife is always like trying to warn the husband, like, oh, something is not right here. And he's like, no, let's go. And I feel like it's such a representation of like a masculine energy can sometimes lead you in a relationship into darkness if you allow them to. And I feel my feminine energies out there, you know, the importance of, you know, going towards God first and not putting a man before that, because if you do that, they're going to lead you the wrong way. And some of you guys also know the importance of leading with your own energetically by praying and just stepping aside and letting that man come to their own. And for my men out there, you know the importance of leading just in general, you know, even other men around you. And I feel sometimes in society, people need to hold their own friends accountable too, and whatever, right? And I feel maybe some of my men out there, you guys have been working on that, standing up for yourself, standing up to maybe some of your guy friends around you. I'm sensing someone here in the collective and masculine energy may have stood up to a guy friend around you, or are holding them accountable. Hey, I don't like the way that you're treating your girlfriend. That's not right, bro. Like, she's a nice person, whatever, right? I see someone that did that. Congratulations, whoever you are. You can make yourself known in the comments. No, don't do that if you don't want to. But I'm seeing this, you know, and wow, like, you know, for someone that, I feel like if this person doesn't respect that about you, then screw them. But I feel that you guys have the friend here that's like, wow, no one ever said that to me, and they care about what you think about them. So someone out there said that to somebody. I feel like my feminine energies do this too, to their guy friends or their female friends, but I was seeing this like man-to-man energy and like a positive relationship. Like, I just seeing something like a visual. But anyways, this is gonna manifest so many different ways, guys. So yeah, people end up loving you more because it kind of touches on people's like need to be loved. You know, loving someone is correcting them. Just like, you know, a lot of you guys like read the Bible and stuff. Like, God corrects us because he loves us. It's not because like he just wants us to suffer. And I feel like this is, you guys, if you let someone on the pool, it's because you want them to correct their behavior and learn. It's not because you just want to be a, you know, you have people done this to you with not the best intentions. But let's fix this. All right, there we go. Anyways. Yeah, another thing I want to say too, it's funny the camera was crooked, and the funny thing you'll notice about a lot of my videos, guys, is that I don't have the time energy to like try to make everything perfect over here. I'm just going to sit here and talk, and the visuals, the camera's going to do what it wants to do, okay? Sometimes George's going to come in, whatever, right? There's a need right now to release the need to be perfect, because none of us are perfect, right? But also, what I'm sensing is that, again, you guys have experienced people that criticize little things to make you guys feel insecure, so you couldn't go after and do what you came here to do. And even though you may have known what it was, sometimes people do know how to get to you guys. And I do sense that a lot of you do want to, you know, maybe make your own YouTube channel or start speaking out for things. And maybe one person said something to you that got to you, and that was designed to do so. So don't let that get to you. Release that, okay? And I'm also seeing that grouchiness is next to godliness. Start every day with a hiss and get it over with. That's so funny. Resting, oh my gosh. Frown and the whole world frowns with you. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys like, okay, this is funny. Yeah, I feel like some of you guys may be known for having a little bit of an attitude, not easily impressed. Tell people off. It's because you're tired, okay? You don't gotta entertain everybody. You don't care to be liked. Like, you know, you don't need to put on a smile for people you don't like. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, there's a realness with you, and people know that about you. They're like, don't mess with this person. They're in a bad mood. And that's okay, because you earned that right. Some people, they need to probably, you know, they could benefit from smiling and being nice, believe me. But you guys are, you know, being nice to lead you down the wrong road when you got these gifts and you got this amazing energy that people want to take advantage. And another day is, yeah, I feel like you guys have been kind of grouchy towards someone, or kind of distant or even rude towards somebody because of their own behaviors. And yeah, don't feel free to start the day with a hiss. If I feel like some of you guys, like you know someone's talking bad about you in the office, so they say, hey, good morning, and you just give them the death stare and you keep walking, and they're like, oh my God, like, you guys don't have it in you to be fake to people. And it's like, you know, if they come up to you and say, you got a problem with me, be like, yeah, I know this and this and this, boom, squashing it, boom, you know what I mean? Like, I just see something like that going on for some of you. Like, you're like, yeah, actually, I do want to talk. I got something to say to you right now. And it definitely shakes people. Again, let's see. Yeah, I'm hearing from you guys, like, don't worry about what people would say when you confront them, because guess what? They're saying stuff anyway, and that's why, you know, they're doing things bad to you anyway. Like, you might as well stand up for yourself and let them know you know? And I feel it's going to be something you guys actively just do and don't think twice about. Because the truth is that, yeah, people retaliate against you when you cut them off. But the thing is, you're only cutting them off because they're already retaliating against you anyway. So get out of my energy. Stop monitoring my energy. Goodbye, you know? There's so many times, like, I cut someone off and I hear, oh, they said this about you. Oh, they said you were doing this and that. You were using that. What? Oh, it's so funny how people cut... When you cut people off, like, you know what I was hearing? They say they don't F with you, but that means they can't, you know? It's because, like, what I'm sensing is that, like, okay, a lot of people are going to say things about you because you cut them off, because you rejected them. You didn't give them access to you. So it's funny how they weren't saying all those things, or maybe they still were, when they were getting what they wanted from you. Or a lot of my light workers and healers, you guys have people approach you and try to push to be in your life. You're not here trying to, steal anyone's energy, social climb or nothing. You don't care for that stuff. So you have this self-protective bubble, and people who try to go in your energy field, you get mad at that. Yo, you're the one who wanted to date me. You're the one who wanted to come to my house. You're the one who wanted to go along with my plan. You're the one who wanted to join my business. You're the one who wanted to be my friend. You're the one who fought to stay in my life. And then you're going to go and run your mouth. Goodbye. Like, I see this energy coming through, and it's like, yes, remember that, guys. When you go to stand up for yourself with these people, they're the ones that want access to you, not the other way around. A lot of you guys were always very cautious of certain people because of this reason. And trust the energy. That's what I'm going to say, okay? To shine is to be your true self. To everyone else, don't bother. To be or not to be, just take a nap. All the world gardens are your stage. Okay, we got another kitty. I'm like trying to read these cards in the dark, but they kind of are going along with what I'm saying here. Today's message, featuring kitties. Okay, it's time to shine, guys, and be your true self. This is the transformation you're going through. A lot of you guys have been in a resting period, take a nap. Some of you guys, yes, you spoke your mind, so if someone's instigating you, just take a nap and don't let people get to you. That's another thing I want to say. When I say speak your truth and tell people off, I say do it once, do it powerfully, and move on, right? Like, move on from it. Don't go back and forth. People are going to say whatever, do whatever they want, behind your back, to your face, whatever. Don't allow them in your energy. That's it. All the world... Yeah, all the world's your stage. Yeah, you don't have time to listen to the little chitter chatter. When you're about to step up on stage, make big changes in your life. The last message I did, if you guys want to check that out, if you're new here, welcome. You can give me a thumbs up, you can subscribe, you can hang out a while, whatever, yeah. Today I'm in a mood, but I feel that, like, I said in the last message that a lot of you are, if not all of you, are receiving a huge blessing. So it's going to require you to hiss at certain people and be like, no, you can't get in my VIP. No, you can't sit with me. No, we can't go out again. No, you don't have access to me anymore. No, you lost your chance. And honestly, once you get rid of that guilt, it actually kind of feels good to take back your power and be like, no, because all the times I wanted you to be here, you couldn't be there helping me. And now that I'm here, and I'm look good and I'm thriving, now you want to fight to be in my life, or now you appreciate what you lost, now you want to fight to be in my life. And I see some of you guys actually saying this word for word. Hey, I appreciate you reaching out. Nice to hear from you. Unfortunately, I remember certain incidents between us where you didn't treat me the best, so I don't think this is going to work out between us. I see some of you guys being very brutally honest. And if you got the time, some of you guys don't have the time, you blocking, that sends a message too, because you remember telling this person off years ago, and they're going to come back acting like they forgot, okay? So we're going to get a little bit of a message about this person who's fallen in love with you. Some of you guys, it's the person you're dating right now. It could be the person you're with right now. It could be your husband, your wife, and that's what they love about you. Okay, you know how to put them in their place and speak the truth to them. Doesn't mean you're yelling at them, being disrespectful, nothing like that, But that could be one of the reasons they fall in love with you, and it just kind of remind you that if you're having a hard time with a partner or a person in your life, to continue to speak your truth and just let them learn on their own, That's kind of it. Sometimes people just got to figure things out for themselves. But the energy of somebody here from your past. Okay, here we go. Someone's going to reach out to you guys. First of all, you guys are really up on this pedestal. You're doing really well right now. Can we even see what's going on here? Okay, the camera really doing its own thing today. Would you stay in the spot that I put you in? Okay. Oh wow, maybe that's like something to do with this person. Can you stay right there in the spot that I put you in? That's interesting. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like, you're like a kindergarten teacher, and you're telling somebody like, can you sit down and stay in that spot over there? I told you not to move. Okay. One more move, you get kicked out of this classroom. Like, that's kind of what I'm sensing with an energy here. It's obviously I'm not calling somebody a kindergartner in your life, but I really sense that it's like, okay, you can stay here, but stay right there in that spot and don't move. Okay? Because like, I see that there's somebody here that wants to be back in your life, but you're not allowing them to maybe this person does have some value, especially if this is as terms of business or relationship, or this, you guys have something going on here or whatever. Who am I to judge, right? Because if we cut off everybody who's imperfect in our lives, who made mistakes, we probably have nobody. Let's get real. And you guys have had your moments too. You probably had to apologize for things, Especially my light workers, my healers. You guys get burnout. You get emotionally exhausted. You pick up other people's crazy energy. You act out of character sometimes too. I know a lot of you guys can admit that you're not perfect all the time. But the thing is that you're willing to apologize and move on from it. Some people they can't acknowledge the fact that they've made mistakes. But there's someone here who's acknowledging that. Okay. They're trying to like have a space in your life and I feel that they see that you are making things happen. But what do they want? That, well, they like the fact that you are in an emperor energy. I don't care if you are feminine or masculine energy. You got big boss status, okay? And keep working with that, regardless of this person. Maybe some of you guys, this is a past lover or fling that puts you into this energy because you're like, yeah, I was nice, I did things the right way, I was compassionate, I was patient. Clearly that's not gonna work here. I gotta let you know, this is unacceptable. You need to get out of here. Maybe you kick somebody out, or you're going to. But again, I am seeing that, you know, in current energy, if you guys are dating someone, seeing someone, they love this about you being in your power, not being mean, but you being in your power and just speaking the truth calmly so it doesn't come into a big argument. Like, communication is key here to make relationships work. But when I am sensing the fast person here who couldn't do any of that, or they had their issues with you because you were powerful, but secretly that's why they loved you too, and that's why they have this hate-love dynamic with you, because they're not used to somebody independent, not used to someone who speaks up for themselves. Someone's very feeling very possessive over you. I think a lot of you guys are single right now. If you are not in a relationship, you're single, you are enjoying your life, you have options. And a lot of you are also not selling yourself short, jumping into anything when all your needs aren't met. And you are realizing that if love is patience, then someone will be patient with you. There's a story in the Bible where, and I'm sorry guys, because, you know, if God would have put me here to be a preacher, then that would have been the case, but I'm preaching in my own ways, but I'm not going to get the names right or whatever. But there was a man in the Bible, and he worked 7 years to work for this woman's father to be able to marry her. And then he got tricked and ended up having to marry his sister. And then he stayed and worked another 7 years just so he could marry her, right? So the point is that, like, when people really want to work on things with you, they will, and be patient with you. So just because you love and care about somebody doesn't mean you got to dim yourself or change yourself or rush into a relationship with them. If it's meant to be, it will happen naturally. And there's so many cases of that happening, and people will misinterpret that wrong person, wrong time thing for someone toxic that's not changing. But what I am saying is that you'll never know what's for you if you don't try to assert yourself and be honest about what you want in a moment and push away what isn't for you. And sometimes people do want to be what you need, they just don't know how yet, and they need to go through their own spiritual journey to get to that point, get to that conclusion. And that's not just romance. You know, there's so many other relationships. You know, I was looking into what were positive, like divine, there's really no like word for this, but relationships in the Bible, for instance, that were like divinely orchestrated, and a lot of them are friendships, believe it or not. A lot of them are friendships, you know, and between women, man and man, like there's beautiful connections that happen there. And I think a lot of times people focus so much on the romantic, they forget there's so much beauty and love and respect that people have for you and the lives you change. And I do feel like this is one of the reasons why people love you guys, and especially this person, because you are someone that is willing to help out your brothers, your sisters. You treat people like your family. Like, you really are like someone who is godlike in a lot of ways. Like, I hate to bring that out there, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, you know, you understand the importance of being a good person, and it doesn't matter if you want to do, like, it doesn't matter how badly you want something. If it's not the right thing for you, or the right, it doesn't align with your morals, you're not going to do it. So I feel that this person's attracted and in love with all those things. They see that you have positive qualities. Like, yeah, they could have chose people in the past that they were easy to manipulate and control, but those people had energies where they were competitive with others. They were not in their power, right? And it's like, when you're in your power, you choose for yourself truly who you are and who you want to be in this world without fear of being alone, because you know that God will always provide that for you, or you can always rebuild it yourself, depending on your mentality, right? You don't even, some of you guys don't feel like very confident in your ability to go at it alone, and maybe it wasn't always that way. But this person, whoever they are, didn't have that ability. And yeah, you guys got this star power. I feel like you guys are really fighting for where you're at. You fought really hard to be where you're at in life, and this is another reason why you are so powerful. So yeah, someone here is really upset here because they do feel like you that you are hermiting away from them. Even like they could sense the energy is different, okay? But it's because of the fact that you stood up for them. And I also feel like maybe this person keeps hermiting away from you because you're telling them the truth. Like, you need to work on yourself. You need to walk away. I can't do this with you. Da-da-da. And there's a difference between saying the words but actually meaning it. You could have said this stuff in the past, and now in your whole soul and being, you're giving off this energy of like, back off, please, and stay over there if you want to be a part of this classroom. King of Wands, and then we do have the Empress. I'm telling you guys right now, like, if this is someone you're dating, like they're like, okay, got it. You know, what do you need? You know what I mean? I see this. Okay, so again, a lot of guys are building an empire here. This could be something to do with your work, it doesn't matter. It's just that when you truly are in this energy of loving and respecting yourself, you're powerful, and people really fear losing you. And it's not because you're manipulative or controlling or scary or mean or you want people to fear you. It's because you have so much self-love for yourself and so much faith that you don't let anyone around you interject that or interfere with that. And you're confident that someone cannot find better than that, you know, as far as that goes. I mean, and if they do, you're happy for them. Go look over there then. Don't bother me. If things are so good over there, then why are you coming over here, right? I'm hearing that one song, if you love her so much, why are you on this side of town with interesting. And it goes the other way around. Like, some of you guys are in a relationship, you have someone here that literally cannot be tempted away from you. Like, it's like someone could be saying that to them, like, oh, if you love her so much, and why this and this and this, and the person's like, no, I'm riding for you. Like, you got someone here that's actually got a lot of love and respect for you guys, okay? Due to the fact that you're not afraid to tell them the truth. And that actually helps them elevate and grow in their own way. And I feel this is an energy that actually reflects a lot of different relationships. I think you guys have, if you're single, I'm not gonna, like, if you're in a relationship, I'm not gonna, you know, tell you this. Between me and you, if you're married, then don't think about this. But if you are single and not married, okay, you have more than one person interested in you, and that's completely okay. But it's up to you to choose who you feel like brings you closer to your purpose, or take your time, or if you don't feel ready, or you feel like people around you aren't ready. There are times where you can care about someone, but you know they're not ready for something, and instead of pushing them for that, you should push them to be the best version of themselves. And if it's meant to be, it will be. And that's responsibility, and that's caring about someone. And I think that you guys have done that for somebody that you really loved and cared about, and you were like, okay, I'll accept not being with you if that means that I'm gonna be better off that way, or they're gonna be better off that way. And that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes love does have an element of sacrifice, but not sacrificing who you are and what you came here to do. So being assertive and being in your power is changing your life. That's what I'm hearing. And there's somebody here, we got someone very hard-headed, but they're like, oof, they wanna be back in your life. I also feel like you got a lot of people who defend you behind your back. You have a lot of people who root for you. Sometimes we talk about the toxics and negativity, but let me tell you guys, you have built so much support, not only in spiritual senses and protecting yourself and going out alone, but also friends and allies and people that speak highly about you behind your back. That's why you experience so much backlash or spiritual warfare. It's because every day you're fighting to make the world a better place, even if it's just one little small relationship at a time. Or don't ever question the volume or the velocity that you can change lives, because you're doing it every single day, even if you don't see it or don't believe it. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing it, even though I'm here talking to you guys every day and you're telling me in the comment section, because in my personal life, I face my own struggles. So I appreciate all the times that you guys tell me that and remind me that. But some of you guys don't see it all the time, or don't always process it, because you want to hear it from certain individuals who don't give you that validation, right? Or you're struggling with a connection that's really affecting you energetically, even when you're trying your best to be rational about it. I get it. So calling back your power, working on yourself, and standing up for yourself will never, ever, ever push away someone that's for you. Even if you were a little harsh or mean or had a bad day, they were going to want to talk it out with you and work it out. So be a little harsh and critical with an individual here who hasn't treated you right, if they want to be back in your life. Be honest, be mean, leave them on red. If they want to be back in your circle, they got to fight for it. There's somebody here who is realizing that. But it's kind of up to you guys to just, they actually appreciate the fact that you're telling them the truth, and you're still moving with integrities and values, you know? You're not moving in a way where you're being disrespectful about it, unless they started it first, okay? But I also feel like you got a lot of people here who won't have to learn such harsh lessons all the time with you. They can actually just, you just be patient with them, and they'll evolve themselves, because they really love and support you. But I see this energy of you guys building your castle, building your kingdom. And I feel for some of you, this could represent the love someone has for you in different types of relationships. I see so many things going on here, especially if you are a boss or a mentor or a teacher of some kind. It's actually taking place in the work that you're doing. You're gonna have good days and bad days with people, and sometimes people are gonna hate you when you give them tough love. But it's kind of like, you know, that person, you're gonna give that speech, like, they're gonna give that speech at the end of their career or their success, and be like, I went to one person, and you know, I didn't always see eye to eye with this person. Let me tell you, I didn't want to hear what you were saying to me, but you led me to victory, and you told me the truth when no one else did. Or you got, you know, and I feel that you also always lead with the fact that you wouldn't waste time with someone that you don't see potential in, right? You believe in them, right? And so when they let you down, I was rooting for you. Like, I feel some of you guys had that moment with somebody. I was rooting for you. Enough is enough. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You're no longer chasing, worrying about it. Even if you feel that person's energy or you miss them, you shoo it off and focus on what you got to do. Congratulations on this evolution process, okay? Someone has fallen in love with you because, yes, you're not afraid to cut them off. You're not afraid to tell them no. And they're used to pushovers. They're never going to become in their power if they choose people that bend to their will and don't correct their own behaviors. And I feel, again, that you guys have come into your power because you are willing to work on yourself and see things differently and be compassionate. But just because you enslave a bunch of people doesn't make you a king, right? A true king, a true queen is someone that has the respect and the love of the people, and they even kind of like, they put that person, that they allow that person to be in that position, right? Because, you know, some of you guys, like, some people put themselves in that spot and they're headed towards a rebellion. Like, this person could have put themselves in a position of power, but now they're dealing with people retaliating against them or turning against them because of their own energy. Like, it's like kind of like somebody wants to be like you and you guys have this energy. They start a business, but they haven't learned how to handle certain personalities or use discernment or whatever, right? And, yeah, it's chaos, right? Because the reason why so many people love and respect you is because when you exercise your power, it's with purpose. It's not just to control or hurt or to manipulate or to bring someone down. Although they may view it that way because their feelings are hurt, but it ain't a broken heart, it's a broken ego. And this person, you broke their ego, you let them the truth, you ain't all that. And you know what? They know that it's true. They know that it's true because they want to be better deep down, okay? They do. Someone got themselves in a place of like, yeah, this isn't it. And I do feel like this kind of correlates with the Patreon thing I did yesterday. I'll leave the link below if you guys are interested. Of somebody now wanting to come back because you stepped into your power. Some of you guys, you've always been this way, so it's like, another one, Bryce the Dust. I'm okay, you're in love with me. You messed up. Some of you guys are cold as ice. I feel like some of you, like, if you are that way, you definitely should be mentoring, teaching, and coaching. Some of you guys should do some that, or you're moving towards that in one way or another. Yeah, so check it out if you're interested, guys. And that's the message I have for you guys today, okay? Yeah, I'm not, oh my gosh, it's funny. I see you guys saying, nah. Someone's like, can I work with you? Can I sit with you? You're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And also, like, you just sense that your energy is not aligning with them anymore. So, why, okay. Any last words? I just want to tell this person. Why are you coming? Okay, they're in love with you, but they're so hard-headed. All right, well, why don't you do things your way? Look where that got you. And it's funny because even the little crumbs that you give them really help them. And I think they realize that. They're like, crap, like, I really feel like my stuff is about to crumble unless I get some advice from this person. I really do see somebody coming to you for advice about something that you don't expect, or somebody trying to be back in your life that you don't expect after. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm surprised you came back after the things that I said. Yeah, like, you could have really said some hurtful things to this person and they're coming right back to you because they're like, that felt different. I kind of like that. They could also be toxic, but still, they're coming back for some more, okay? You're like, clearly I didn't tell you to stay away enough, you know? Okay. But I feel like it's also like, there's some love there. Karmic. Okay, well, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? It's never over. Pride keeps us apart. Second option. I'm telling you guys right now, if somebody made you a second option or had to go somewhere else to learn a harsh lesson or didn't choose you because of their own foolishness, they're facing karma for that, and they know it, and they know it. And believe me, I think you guys are not going to be shy about letting them know, oh, well, you made your choice, so it best be you stay over there where it's safe, in your comfort zone, where you don't have to grow, you don't have to change. It still hurts. Someone could have went with a second option or something like that to nurse their wounds because of the fact that you guys ripped them a new A and they had to go somewhere to get their ego nursed. But guess what? It's not healing them. It's not helping them. It's not making them better. And they got to go right back to the source. It's like people will stray so far away from you because of their ego when they know deep down they just got to come back and apologize or come back and make things right. And maybe you deal with somebody here where it's like, I'm hearing those other bitches are too easy. Okay, so not very respectful person's energy. But I think it's like this. I'm hearing that one song, like blow it up my phone. I'm smiling for no reason. It was like Bad Baby, but she says like she says something about him liking her because all the whole reason, and she's like smiling at her phone. So it's not like a bad thing. It's like kind of saying that like you present a challenge for this person, and that's what they're attracted to. So keep doing that. Keep being your power. And guess what? Your life is going good anyway, with or without them. And that's kind of the vibe I'm picking up on here. But if they wanna provide something to benefit your life, you know, or then so be it, you know. But I just feel like somebody here who wants to make some moves back in your good graces, because it's like they kind of miss you putting them in their place because they know that they need it. And it's a spiritual thing. Let me tell you, it's a spiritual thing for them because they're like, this feels like love to me. I am their light. Yes, you are. And you're a lot of people's light, okay? So don't follow the lead of people that are not in a position you would want to be in, right? Just keep being who you are. And some of you guys struggle with not having anyone to look up to or go to guidance. That's your sign that you're a leader. That's why. So keep exercising that power, okay? You can never be a full leader when you are constantly validating or trying to validate other people or going to relationships that only fuel your ego, because at the end of the day, those relationships are not purely love. They're codependencies. That person, like, you know what I mean? That one cannot truly be in a fulfilling relationship with someone who is not loving themselves and they're because of their own fears and insecurities, right? And there could be some love there, but it's going to be destroyed by the toxicity. But I'm not here to speak on anyone else's situations. I'm just here to relay the message. You don't think of me. Yeah, don't. Okay, so this person has a side of them where like they want you to nurse their wounds, like, oh, you don't care about this and that, and you're like, yeah, I don't care about you when you're acting like this. Like, don't fall for that type of stuff or energy, because some of you guys are worried, well, if I ignore them, or if I just don't help them, they're gonna think I don't care about them. No, they're not. They know dang well you cared about them, and they pushed you to this point where you had to tell them off. So continue on. Or some of you guys really did stop caring about this person, and that's their karma. But it doesn't mean this isn't something that they need to learn from. Destined soul ties, unfortunately. You don't love me enough. This person's in their feelings. Like, that's why they go towards what they go towards, because it feels like they even though they care about you, they see you being harsh and critical with them and correcting them as you not loving them. They think they have to be somewhere where someone unconditionally allows them to be whoever they are, and that's what love is. But the truth is that what they're acting like is not who they are. That's them acting out of their traumas. That's them acting out of their addiction. That's them acting out of needing to be in control. You get what I'm saying? So many people confuse, well, I'm just being myself, with the fact that no, that's not you. That's you unhealed. That's you unloving yourself. And we can talk about that another day, because I do feel like a lot of people don't even know themselves. They think they like something, but that's just their trauma. They think they want something, but that's just their greed. They think that they need something to be happy when they need to find it within themselves. And that's the truth. Especially relationships with people where they're really needy or possessive. No, this is just who I am. No, heal that, because you're going to destroy something that's for you if you push too soon, too hard. And I think a lot of you guys learn that too. Especially if you love somebody, you can't push them too soon, too hard. If their trauma is that deep, then they got to figure it out themselves. But it's going to take them a lot longer when they constantly are finding people to nurse their wounds instead of somebody that stands up to them. And you did that. And you continue to do that. And that's why they're still obsessed with you to this very day. Okay? So that's the message I have for you guys today. I really, really enjoyed relaying that. I felt good about it. And I feel that you guys are detaching from this person. It doesn't really matter what you choose to do with them. But I'm just telling you, yeah, they love you. But they just have really warped views of what love is. Or they see your self-love and independence as a rejection, which is something they need to work on. Yeah, and whatever it is they have going on here, a detour, like they've taken some detours, and you guys are like, well, good luck over there. I need to reach out. I'm telling you guys, like, even if you tell someone off, whatever, and you're worried about it, let them reach out to you. Because if you don't, they're actually attracted to someone that's in their power. It's really giving the impression of someone that sits down, oh, I want a woman to be like this, or I want someone to be like this, and this. But they actually don't want that at all. And I tell people that all the time, because it's like, a lot of times people just don't know what they want. They think they're attracted to something that is control, when really they're attracted to something else. And you sense that, right? And I feel if some of you, this person, like, may feel like they don't like certain qualities about you, but that's not true. They have such a strong reaction to you because they care so much about you, but you trigger so many wounds of theirs. So yeah, you told this person off and good for you, okay? Or you keep doing it if you need to, or you actually continue to walk away. Yeah, I feel like some of you, like, it's just you're tired of the games. Or you're hitting them with the same energy they hit you with. As far, not the toxicity, but more of like, oh, you needed me and you abandoned me when I needed you. Well, the tides have turned. As much as I want to help you out, I just can't right now. I'm sorry, you know. Figure it out over there, where it was better, right? So yeah. And I don't even feel like this is about you. It's personal. This is this person's own spiritual journey where they are struggling to see the light. Okay, you're the closest thing they ever got to light in their life, so they can appreciate that. So continue to build up what you're building, okay? And they're running out of time, I'm hearing. It's going to be too late very soon. Not sure what that means, so that's kind of cryptic. Maybe some of you guys said that to yourself, or God, your angels are saying that to them. Believe me, we got free will here. So they're running out of time, and they need to know that. You're out of time. I mean, you're out of time, dude. You're out of time. You're out of time. Already out of time for some of you guys. Triumph. Compromise. What did I tell you guys? You're good at that. You're good at finding compromise. You're not unreasonable at all. I actually feel like somebody may come to you and help you settle a dispute. Or someone might come to you, ask you for help, and you're going to help them settle a dispute or something. I'm telling you, you still save the day for people that don't deserve it, but you're the only one who can. And I think that God gives you guys that power so that they can remember who came in and saved you. Yeah, it was me, okay? And it doesn't mean that we're going to be friends again. I just was looking out, okay? That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's funny. Aw. This is sweet. Self-love. This is you guys. You just love yourself so much that you're not letting this stuff shake you. Robbery. And then we have collaboration. Yeah, I think this person got a lot of karma, or they're about to. And again, you could have withdrawn from this person's life, but they're strategizing, trying to get back into your life. Where somebody is like strategizing in their life, like how to hold them back, and they're realizing that. Donation for religion, yeah. And then we got this ceremony, mystery, magic. Interesting. Yeah, some people really are under the influence of some dark things, and continue to just pray for them then. There's nothing you can say or do, but just pray, and you'll be surprised what changes. Or who changes. I think a lot of people are following you guys' energetic lead. I always say angel number 1222, 1010, 777, 999, 1111. You guys are seeing the signs. Like, you're seeing it, you're getting it, you're understanding it. A lot of people don't do that. At least you're taking the time to understand, what is this connection? How can I help this person? Should I move on? Don't be mad at yourself for being in these situations. They are your biggest learning lessons, and you are going sometimes places where you're needed, okay? So don't be hard on yourself that you put yourself in a position where someone has hurt you, but don't let them do it again. Tell them off. Schedule. Loss. Curse. What the hell? Trying to end on a positive note, and I'm like, what is this? Imagination and marriage. Yeah, someone got them stuck here, and now they're imagining a relationship with you, and they're manifesting you accidentally. So that's why I'm seeing, guys, cord cut and cleanse. And even though they may not physically be saying this to you right now, you can feel it, okay? So a lot of times, if you guys feel like it's a soul tie you want to release and you're tired of it, there are prayers for releasing soul ties and stuff like that you can listen to every night. I find them to be very, very helpful because you got to be willing to let go and release whoever and whatever isn't for you. And sometimes if you pray and this person's not changing, then pray to just get over them, right? Because a lot of times you're feeling their energy, and that's why you're struggling with these emotions so much, because they could be all the way over here in left field, but still paying attention to you. And why is that? Even if you haven't spent that much time with that person or time has passed, it's because you represent justice in this person's life, and you told them the truth. And also, some of the things you guys help them with is things that they still benefit them today, including advice, your energy, whatever. Yeah, because I see this person coming in and messaging you guys and saying, are we cool? Are we okay? And you're like, F no, we're not. You know? You disturbed you're disturbing my peace. What do you want? Yeah. And I think this person's going to continue to not feel good, get sick, not be them best selves unless they elevate out of whatever situation they're in anyway, with or without you. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. Someone is definitely in love with you because you tell them off. So you continue to do that, you know, continue to do that. Even if they think they want something, they don't, you know. They want to be put in their place. You know that book where it's like, again, these are, every single rhetoric can have a toxic side to it. But I'm hearing like men like that. I don't know if I can even curse on you. You know, sometimes I do. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, this is the case that this person may not think that they do, but they love it. They love every moment of it. They fantasize about you telling them off sometimes too. They're like, they make me so mad. Oh, but they're so hot, you know. They're like, and you do it with love. That's why. And honestly, they deserve it. And they can't truly love somebody that they don't respect. So they don't respect the fact that people are not challenging them. Maybe when they were hurt and wounded and in a bad place, it felt comfortable. But now they're trying to elevate, it ain't working for them anymore, okay? So that's the message I have for you guys today. People fall in love with you because you are powerful and you stand up for yourself. Do not dim yourself for anybody. And if you're meant to be a leader in this world, keep elevating until you find somebody who matches your energy. Don't slow down for nobody, okay? I hope you guys like that message, and I want you guys to comment below. I am powerful and I'm not afraid to speak my truth or tell someone off if it helps them. Wow, that's a lot of words. All right, see you guys all next time. Bye.